Hello. So today's daily devotion is I am free of all irritations and all is well. I love this. I thought it was so appropriate. I kind of got sucked down the media hole today for just a little while, and I became a little agitated. And my mind started worrying a little bit and racing thoughts, and a little bit of stress kicked in. And I decided, no, I'm not going to do that. And I did a really nice, long meditation. And I spent some time in the sauna. And I felt so much better. And I started to think about what was causing the irritation? What was causing the racing thoughts? What was causing my stress to kick in? And I realized that, I didn't share this because I wasn't sure if I was supposed to share it. And I'm sitting in the sauna and I'm realizing that I was given a gift and I should probably share it. Those of you that follow me know that, I work with people in the spiritual sense of things, as much as I work with people in health coaching and inspiration and helping people cope with medical issues. And I work for a physician. I'm not a physician myself, but I work for a physician. And there's a lot of stuff going around right now. The COVID thing is a big thing. And if I'm getting overstimulated and over inundated by this fear that's being fed by people's anxiety and hysteria and continued to feed by media and the uncertainty of what is tomorrow, then I know I'm not immune. I mean, I never said I was immune. I'm human like everybody else. I'm completely susceptible. But if that's just a little bit of what somebody else is experiencing, if that's just a smidge compared to this massive hysteria that's going around, then I need to share the gift that I've been given. And if one thing that I can share, I think daily devotions has been one of the things. And I just need to be very diligent and make sure I do this every day for you, because you need to know you're not alone. You need to know that you can find your place of peace. Even in the middle of all of this stuff that's going on, you can do that. You can find your center. You can find your place of peace inside. I had somebody ask me this last week if I had any insight to what's been happening. And something that I've known since the very beginning of this is that this is and this is going to sound hokey, and I don't want you to take this as some, I'm not really answering the question, hokiness, but there is a real vibrational change and a societal change of how we approach things that is going to be one of the outcomes of this. There are people that I love that are going to die from this, and it is because they are part of that susceptible population. I know that I am going to get sick from it. I will not get as sick as as some people would. I can't say most people. I will get sick, but it won't be too bad. I have resources. My guides have made it abundantly clear that, you're going to be okay. So you need to keep doing your work. And one of my jobs is to continue doing daily devotions, and it's important. I also need to give people that hope that it's going to be harder for some and not as hard for others, But the shift in our society, the vibrational changes that are coming are necessary. They're necessary for society. They're necessary for interpersonal relationships. They're necessary for how we look at how we make money. They're necessary for how we take care of each other. They're necessary for how we look at raising our children. They're necessary on so many levels. And I'm going to have to make adjustments. You know, my guides have been very much about, you know, you're going to have to make adjustments too. I am not exempt from this any more than anybody else is. And today's affirmation, I am free of all irritations, is a really big deal, because being able to take hold of that irritation and acknowledge where it comes from and be able to let it go. And I can't do it perfectly. I'm not good at it in everything. I don't pretend to be. I am human, and I am in this I'm a spiritual being in this human manifestation, and it's hard. There are days that it's really, really hard, but we can get through this, and we are going to be okay. And we as communities are going to have to come together in a different way. We're going to have to take care of each other in a different way. Money is going to look different. The economy is going to look different. There's so many things that are going to have to look different, and it may not be right away. It's going to be a slow slide in some people's lives, and it will come gradually in others and swifter than some in others. And that is part of this change. We've known it's coming, those of us that have that knowing and have that connection and pay attention to the signs. We've known it's coming. It's only a matter of time before it was going to hit. But not all of us knew exactly how that was going to happen. I didn't know it was going to be a virus, but I've known for quite some time that what other people think is a normal life is not going to be forever. And it has given me hope that maybe my children will see a better world in some ways than I did. But I fear that one of my children won't make it. I know that there are family members that I have that will not make it. I have friends that are not going to make it, and I know this. And I'm okay with that. I accept that some people are going to go home before others, and I'm going to be stuck here continuing to do the work. But I also know that that's my mission. I know that that's part of my job. That's part of what I signed on to do. And I have to find the ways to do it. I've been pushing daily devotions and virtual communication and videos and communicating in different ways for a long time. You know, I was one of the first people that graduated from my college that had an online portfolio. You know, like I've embraced it because I knew this was part of the key. This is part of tomorrow. And we all need to know that. And we're going to be okay. You may have to go into quarantine. It may seem very lonely, but you're not alone. We have a magnificent way of communicating with one another. And we need to be kind to one another. And oh my goodness, people, quit hoarding toilet paper. If you're gonna do something that's in a hoarding methodology, understand that you will be the person that will be carrying the burden of your neighbors. You will be the person people will look to help others, and not for money, for free. So take that into a mindful notion and know that it is going to be your responsibility for taking care of your neighbor, because you're the one with the resources. And I welcome to meet you, but goodness gracious, you don't need 144 rolls of toilet paper for a 14-day isolation. Now, I also realize that there are communities that are going to be isolated for a lot longer, and people are going to have to start looking at historical solutions to modern day problems. and they are out there. And be kind to one another, and be gracious, and be giving, and be patient, and be compassionate to your fellow man. These things are important. We have lost that with our race to the top to make $1 million. We've forgotten about our connection and our humanity and our spirituality that gives us a common ground. There is so much more that we have in common than we have that's different, and we need to reconnect with that. So I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful evening. Really think about this affirmation. I am free of all irritations. And I hope you have a blessed day, and I will continue to do daily devotions. Things are going to change. I just don't know how they're going to change with that, but I will keep doing it. I will still be here. And know that you are not alone. And those of us that have been listening and paying attention to the signs have known this is coming for quite some time. I'm not alone. There are other psychics who have known this is coming. Even if we didn't know it was the coronavirus, that doesn't matter. We knew the energy shift was coming, and we've been preparing. And we've hopefully been preparing other practitioners to be ready for this work, because some of us are called to it. And we need those people that have been called to it to do some of the spiritual lifting to help people understand that this is not a bad thing. This is something that we've been praying for a long time. But, as great grandma used to say, and as my grandma used to say, be careful what you wish for. When that change comes, you may not be prepared for how it's delivered. You might want a peanut butter and jelly sandwich all day long, but your favorite jelly might be strawberry, and you might have gotten grape, and you don't like grape, but you asked for a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and that is what you got. And that analogy is completely perfect in this situation. So have a beautiful night, have a blessed day, and I will see you in prayer again.